Hi, today we're going to take a walk around a new building that's been built in the harbour called Blox, and it's also the home of the Danish Architecture Centre, a place that I'm a great fan of. This building has been being built for many years. It's quite an epic structure, as you can see, and it cost around 2 billion Danish kroner. Now, as a building, it has garnered some criticism, mainly from architectural journalists. The Guardian said it was an urban jungle, the building that wants to upset the calm of Copenhagen. The architects at a press conference made some controversial comments about how Copenhagen was quite quiet, and she felt that it needed a little bit of disruption. But at first I thought, I'm really not going to like this building. I'd seen it growing, as I say, and it just kind of looked a bit uninviting. But we went along shortly after it opened, in fact, and went into the Danish Architecture Centre and took a look at their new exhibit, which is called Welcome Home. The programme of really, really exciting things, and they have loads of stuff for kids. My son particularly enjoys going in the autumn holiday to a Lego build there. But actually, as I say, when we went in it, we liked it. We liked it a lot. It looks huge from the outside. When you go in, it doesn't feel quite as big because you've got lots of different sections to it. But we took a walk around. But today, I've been lucky enough to be joined by Rikke Brams, who works at DAC, the Danish Architecture Centre, to talk us through what being in this building means to them and what they can do there, and also the wider picture of architecture in Copenhagen and Blox as a building.
Here at Danish Architecture Centre, we communicate architecture. We believe that architecture can change the world, and that's what we hope that guests will take away. We have exhibitions going on, always 2-3 exhibitions going on at the same time. We change them about 4 to 5 times a year, so there's also always something new coming up. We do workshops, we do debates, we do tours out in the city every day, and we do tours, walking tours, where we show architecture, we show the history of Copenhagen. We do a daily tour in English, and on Sundays we do several tours in Danish, by bike, by boat, and by foot, so you can really get out and experience the city. We have an app, a free app that you can download that will take you and show you Copenhagen. You can do special tours if you want to see what's happening in Nordhavn or what's happening in an older part of the city, or you can even put it in explorer mode if you're biking around the city. Then for the next 30 minutes it will pop up and give you a little notification and tell you that you're near something that you need to go see. We have a book that's called New Architecture in Copenhagen that comes out every 2 years. We have kids coming in every day, school classes coming in. We have kids that take architecture lessons after school, like you can take tennis lessons, you can here take architecture lessons, and we do all these different ways of showing that architecture is such a big part of our everyday life. And we hope that people will come in and have a new perspective on what a city is and what a good city is, and then go home and look at their own surroundings and see if they can change it for the better. So we live in Blox now. We just moved in May 2018, so a few months ago. It's a new building and it was designed and built for us. It's sort of a mini city in the city. So Blox has all the functions of a city. We have apartments on top. We have a fitness club where you can come and work out. We have a restaurant. We have a playground. We have a parking, an automatic parking cellar. We have the Danish Architecture Centre, of course, where we have exhibitions, where we have the cafe where we're sitting now, where we have a rooftop terrace with the best view of the Copenhagen harbour. We have a co-working space called Blox, where people that work with building better cities are sitting. So this thing has life all throughout the day, and not just from 9 to 5 like a typical office space.
Now, this is a bit of a funny space in here. Last time I came here, there was a meeting going on here, so this is also used as sort of event space, etc. But there are these crazy chairs. They're absolutely crazy. You can sit in them, and they kind of feel quite static once you're in them. There they are, look. You feel quite static when you're in them, but you can rock them from side to side. But the thing I like most about this room, apart from the fact that I almost fell down a hole just then, is the view. I mean, look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? You can see right over the harbour, the Black Diamond, which is the Royal Library. The new section of it is right there. And you can see it going into the old section, which looks like it's under renovation at the moment. And then right down across the harbour, I am going to jump down now without falling down. There I go. Harbour bus stop there. If you've watched my video about going on the harbour bus, that's where I picked it up from. And then you go and you look the other way, and you can see right down the canal. We'll get a better view of this when we go upstairs, actually, to the terrace area that they have. But I think this view is very nice. And going back to what the architect said about, you know, bringing the noise into the building, I think you've kind of got that physicality of the cars underneath you. So there is that sense of action and noise, but it's completely silent in here. You can't hear the cars, you can't hear the boats going past. It's like you're in a soundless booth here. So you're bringing that in, but still got the peace and quiet there.
So Blox was designed by the Dutch architect OMA. The idea why it's called Blox is quite obvious when you look at the building. It's sort of a lot of boxes put on top of each other. The special thing about this building is that instead of just building it like you normally would, the architects chose to push it all the way out to the water, and thereby building it over a really big road where there's a lot of traffic every day. That created a space on the other side of the building because we are out by the water. There's a lot of wind most days in Copenhagen. So by doing this, we've created a space on the other side where there is not so much wind, where we can actually do events and outdoor exhibitions and concerts and different things.
I really appreciated Rikke taking the time to talk about the Architecture Centre. It was really interesting to hear that, because although I've been around the exhibition a few times, she showed me lots of little bits that I hadn't spotted before, like this Made in Denmark exhibition, which I thought was part of the Coming Home or the Welcome Home exhibition, but it isn't. It talks about different aspects of Danish life with audio-visual books, etc. It's fascinating stuff. And this area here, she told me that it actually had been constructed specifically for this exhibition to give it a two-storey element to it, so they had more exhibition space. I love the way the whole building is constantly evolving and changing depending on what's being exhibited, what they're talking about. Now, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the cost to come in here. Now, you can find out the current costs on their website, just in case things change after I've made this video. But it's always a good idea to look and see if you can get the year pass if you live here, or if you're planning on visiting a few different times during your trip, because it can actually save you some money and you get a discount in the shop as well. But I hope you enjoyed our little walk around Blox today and talking to Rikke, and I hope that if you're in and around Copenhagen, you take some time to come and visit this new building.